What's going on YouTube? Aaron here. Just to give you just a quick overview of what's gonna happen, you're gonna see me close a client who you're gonna learn how they found me, what I did, and everything I did to just do like pretty much a one call close. This is the first time I interacted with this client, and I was able to help him out, show him my value, and get that signed deal overall. Plan to do a lot more videos like this in the future. I have a huge backlog of calls that I recorded of me, getting clients, the mistakes I made and all that. So be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date with this content. And I also plan to do live breakdowns of these videos. So I'm gonna post them for like maybe like a couple weeks or so. I will break them down, say, okay, here's what I did, here's what I was thinking, here's what I could have done better, here's what I did do very well, and common pitfalls, common mistakes that I see other people make. And yeah, so stay subscribed and tuned in for that. But nevertheless, please enjoy this video of, this closing call.
Cool. So how's it going? I'm guessing you
good. How
just.
you doing?
I'm good. I'm guessing you just found me and you're just going through the rabbit hole of my videos, or.
Yes, I was searching for. I just did a Google search about Google Ads and home care.
Mm-hmm.
When I went through different ones, yours is the one that really stuck out
Okay, nice.
based on how you presented it and the help you offered and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad I can help.
Yeah, so that's I hope you can give. I mean, you know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for leads, right? I'm looking for clients. I'm looking for
Private pay, I'm assuming, or do you take
yeah,
Medicare
private
as
pay,
well?
of course. Sorry.
Do you take? I'm guessing you don't take Medicare, Medicaid.
Oh, I do.
Oh,
I
you do.
don't take Medicare at the moment.
Okay.
I do Medicaid and private pay. So
Okay.
private pay is what I'm specifically looking for.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Because Medicaid, there's just the drama they give you for the amount the government pays it's just too much.
Yeah,
so private
I've heard.
Oh, sure. So basically, I've been doing this since 2015,
Mm-hmm.
and as you may well know, the business is predominantly elderly people, and if you don't have a continuous pipeline of clients as they age, they pass away,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you lose revenue. So you must have a continuous pipeline of leads and people signing on continuously.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously during the pandemic, we got hit by that, and so it's more or less like trying to revamp. And I still have some clients, but the more you have, the better your business, right?
Of course.
So that's why I'm like looking for help, whatever you can render. We can look at different options, but it's like I want it working like yesterday.
Okay,
right?
so something fast. So
Yeah,
something to
something
get started
fast.
like immediately. Yeah, so what have you tried before for marketing?
For marketing, most of my clients have been referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Right, referrals. So when we engage with one client, then they tell the family and friends about it, and they refer, and that's how we build the business so far.
Mm-hmm.
Right. In
That's
terms
good.
of paid advertising, I've not really done any. I've done stuff like going to events where we put out. We have a campaign. We like local events because I try and keep my clients within local area of my zip code.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh.
I don't know if yeah.
Okay, so you're not in Florida?
No, I'm not in Florida.
Okay.
Yes. So I try to keep so it's easier to manage them in terms of going to engage them in terms of signing the contract. It's not too far.
Mm-hmm.
And then my aides as well, they don't have to drive too far. The caregivers
Mm-hmm.
don't have to drive too far to the clients. So I have specific, areas. Although I'm licensed for the whole of Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
but I try to keep it within a specific target area.
Definitely.
So in terms of that's the way we've done. I've got with clients like word of mouth referrals. My wife is my partner. She's also a member of the church, so she gets leads sometimes from the church.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the church are full of elderly people,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the word gets out, and they call sometimes, and then we attend like networking meetings, like for some community centers and stuff like that, but not so much recently. So that's why I'm trying to use this Google Ads to see what I can get out of that.
Okay, so are these kind of strategies dependable for you, or is it like it's kind of like you might get a lot of leads one time, and then some months you may not get as many,
Yeah. It's not constant.
not
It's
consistent.
it's not
Yeah,
constant. Yeah, it's not consistent.
hopefully I can help with that with the Google ads and stuff. So
Yeah.
so you don't have any experience with online marketing, um, in terms
Well,
of so what's your
with
background in it overall, I
oh,
guess?
okay, with online marketing, I have another business that I do, which is events. I host events.
Mm-hmm.
Like the focus on salsa dancing, dance events where we teach people how to do what's it called, dance, salsa, kizomba, zouk, different genres of dance. So I hire instructors. They come to the event, and then we have a whole weekend of events for them from like Thursday till Monday. That's once a year, and I
Mm-hmm.
have one I do twice a month as well. It's also salsa focused. So in terms of online marketing, I use Facebook for that.
Okay. Yeah, that
I
makes
use
sense.
Instagram for that. Yeah. I use Facebook for that, Instagram, posting online and all that kind of stuff. So in that respect, yes, I've done a lot of that.
Okay.
And I've been doing that for about, but then it gets tricky because Facebook keeps on changing the rules and, the software and what you can do and what it gets tricky. But I still use it though. But I
Mm-hmm.
haven't used it for the home care business.
You haven't used it for the home care business, or you have?
No,
Sorry,
I haven't used it for.
you haven't used it
Yeah,
for the
I
home
have
care.
not. I have not used it for
Okay.
this. Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
I can see why, because Facebook is more, a lot of like social events and stuff that goes around better on Facebook. So
Yes,
definitely with event planning,
yes,
that's definitely
yes,
something. With Google Ads, it's a lot more direct. So do you know
yes.
what I guess, yeah, you understand what I talk about when I say intent based marketing and interruption based marketing. Do you know what I mean by that?
Not clearly. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So with Facebook, that's more of a disruptive based advertising, because it's not like someone
Mm-hmm.
goes on Facebook to, oh, I hope I see a dance event that's coming on sometime soon, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
mostly just looking
Mm-hmm.
at what their friends and family doing. So you're disrupting them. So it's like you're trying to grab
Yes,
that attention that they have,
attention.
and
Mm-hmm.
yes, and then convert from that. With Google Ads, it's a lot more intent based. So for home care, for example, it's like, okay, the person already knows they need home care, they know what it is. It's just a matter of
Yes.
getting, it's more a matter of getting in front of them, and not only getting in front of them, but providing, like, checking off all their boxes, so that way at least they call you, so that way
Mm-hmm.
you can talk to them, give them a free consultation,
Yes.
and do what you need to do in order to sell them to be the final client. So
Yeah.
that's my job, is to help you get that first initial call.
Yes.
As you've seen by my videos and some others, and I can send you some previous results after this.
Mm-hmm.
I've pretty much almost mastered the home care niche. I
Okay.
mean, it's always different, location, timing, and all that stuff. It's
Of
never been
course.
like
Yeah.
one. I can never been a cookie cutter, but I have a good idea of what I'm doing in the home care, and
Mm-hmm.
also if something does happen, like, oh, it's not going as well as I want it to,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been able to fix it and turn around the campaign. So
Okay.
that's something you would get with me. Let me share my screen just to, oh, do you mind if you
You
allow
can
me to
share.
share my
Yeah.
screen?
No problem. Yeah.
Just to, so it's only Montgomery, Maryland you're targeting?
Yeah. Montgomery County. Montgomery
Montgomery
County.
County, okay.
Yes. Montgomery
Because
County.
what I can do is give you an idea of
Mm-hmm.
the search terms that we would target, the costs
Yeah.
and everything overall.
Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, and overall what to expect.
So when
S-
you say conversion, in your video you were talking about conversion
yeah.
rate. Is that when you say conversions, are you talking about the lead that is became a customer for your client?
No.
Is
So
that
a
your
conversion
what
with
you meant
with
conversion?
Google Ads is pretty much a person
Mm-hmm.
who either calls your business or
Mm-hmm.
fills out the form. So
Okay.
it depends more on the client, if they're able to, like, for example, I could get you 30 conversions for the month, But if you never
Mm-hmm.
pick up the phone, well, no, it would still count as a conversion because they would at least call. But if you don't
Yeah.
pick up the phone and you don't handle the calls well, then it's not going
Mm-hmm.
to lead to any sales. But most of the people
Correct.
who end up calling from Google Ads with the keywords that I target, they're
Mm-hmm.
looking they're mainly going to have questions about, oh, like my 85-year-old grandmother needs this, that, these, and those, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can get uh get them on a free consultation, and
Mm-hmm.
then once you get usually once I always encourage the agencies to, once they get inside the house, give them like the free consultation, see like the surrounding, the environment, and then they also see you. It is a
Yeah.
much easier time, like almost honestly almost a guarantee of like a sale overall.
Yeah.
But sometimes what home care agencies do is just they immediately say, here's our price per hour and all that stuff. And while sometimes that can work,
Not all the time.
not all the time. It's just like, oh, okay, well, thank you, bye, because they're just using you to get a price.
You understand?
So here I have what's called the keyword planner. So
Yeah.
are you aware of how Google? I'm not sure if I explained it in the video, but are you aware of how Google Ad works overall, like the whole concept
I
about it?
have a general because I've been trying to do some studying on it in the last few days,
Okay,
so I have a rough idea. Not I
rough.
won't say I'm an expert.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, but as long as you have a rough idea, that's
Yeah.
fine. People search a
Yeah.
word, they see your ads on the
Mm-hmm.
top, they click on it, go to your website or landing page, and then they can convert from there. So
Yes.
what I have here is what's called the keyword planner. So Google has like a treasure trove of data of what people have searched in the past, and
Mm-hmm.
gives you like the average amount of monthly searches and all that stuff, right? So I targeted your area here, Montgomery
Yes.
County, Maryland,
Can you
and
tag it by like zip code as well?
you can target by zip code as well.
Because yeah, because Montgomery County is quite big. Yeah.
But when I do keyword search data,
Mm-hmm.
I like to just do like the whole entire like county or Virginia just because it's
County.
fast.
Okay. All right.
Because sometimes if we just do like by zip codes, it's not going to really
Mm-hmm.
show a lot of data depending on the size
Okay. Gotcha.
of the service area. And
All
we'll
right.
get into the importance of size in a little bit. So
Yeah.
some of the words that convert well from my other clients is home care services. Um, home care service here.
So this keyword planner is that something that when used is something that is available in the Google Ads
Yeah,
dashboard.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So once you create a Google Ads account, you can go like to tools and settings, and then you can go to keyword planner, and then it'll tell you to select an active account, and then it'll lead you right to here, and then
So where did you click on to get the keyword planner?
uh tools and services,
Tools.
and then keyword planner.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
and then you can click on get results, and we can see like an estimate, and it also tells you like the price we can expect to pay if we want to get on these keywords. If you want to show
Uh-huh,
up on these keywords at the top of the page. So,
uh-huh,
for example, it gets an average of anywhere between 10 to 100 searches a month. So
uh-huh,
it pretty much gets around like I would say like around 30. This keyword alone, home care services, services near me, and caregiver services.
uh-huh.
And then the top of page bid low range is pretty much the lowest that an advertiser has paid in like the past year for a click for this keyword. So this
Okay.
is like you have good data with your campaign. You're probably doing what's called broad match, and this word came up. Um, and you have good quality score, which means that your ads are like very good. Like your quality score can range from 1 out of 10. The
Uh-huh,
average is 5 when you start out, and
uh-huh.
the higher it is, the cheaper the click's gonna be. So this is like
Okay.
you have a 10 out of 10. Um, it's not too. I think no, it's mainly the competition as well. So there wasn't much competition at the time they were running this ad, and they're able to get the click. Does that all make sense? Sort of. I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the top of page bid high range is pretty much your quality score may not be so great, so maybe it's below like a 4, and you're bidding at a competitive time. So if you're bidding at a time where nine other competitors are bidding for too, this is something you would have to pay if you do get that click, and maybe you do like an exact match or phrase match or something like that. And the competitive index, I'm not sure how accurate this data is, but pretty much shows you from 1 to 100 how competitive this keyword is in the area that we selected. And it seems like 33 is pretty low because we can see here with the
It
competition.
says low. Okay.
Yeah. I don't really make decisions based off this data. But I do like to know it's like, okay, how much competition is there in this possible
Uh-huh.
area?
Uh-huh.
So usually when I start the ads, I set the bids for the keywords. So I tell Google, hey, I don't want to spend more than $10, $15 for a click. And that's going to
Uh-huh.
determine how fast you kind of get results. So for example, here, if you wanted just to, you know, hit the ground running and start gaining clicks like immediately, we would want
Uh-huh.
to set it towards the higher range. So I'd probably set it at like $16 per click or so.
Uh-huh.
And if we said like if we didn't want to bid that much, maybe our budget's kind of low, we would set it closer towards the middle. I don't like to set it towards the low range because then we just don't get shown at all.
Okay.
And important keywords like I've realized keywords with the word services and near me,
Uh-huh.
those do the best overall in terms of conversion. And like caregiver services has been recently doing pretty well for some of my other clients.
Uh-huh.
Home care assistance is also a pretty good one as well. So this can give you like an average idea of what you can expect in terms of cost with the Google ads. So this is a cost per click. So I would assume with Maryland and like with anywhere between 5 to 18, probably like a $12 to $15 cost per click at the start,
Uh-huh.
just to get the bids going at the high range.
Uh-huh.
And you've seen that video. There's some Do you know what I mean when I talk about conversion rate?
Yeah, that's when you said it. When people click on the ad,
Mm-hmm.
and then they make a call,
Yeah. So
and then
that's
they
a
call and talk to you about the service.
definitely yes. So that is a conversion. And
Uh-huh.
then conversion rate is pretty much the percentage of clicks that ended up being a conversion.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, the average website and like the average person who does this, they have a conversion rate of 3 to 5%. So, like the average is like 2%,
Uh-huh.
meaning that if you get 100 clicks, and if you have 100 clicks with a 2%
Only two
conversion
of them.
rate, only two
Only
of
two of
them are
them.
just gonna call you.
Yeah, that's a
With
waste
the
of time, man.
Yeah, with the ads that I create and
Yeah.
that I've gotten for other clients, I've gotten, usually I get around 15 to 20%.
Uh-huh.
Um I've gotten as high as 30% before for a client. So that means for every 100 clicks I'm getting you're going to get anywhere between 15 to 30 calls for the most
Calls.
part
Yeah.
for that same exact budget.
Uh-huh.
So keep that in mind. And also, I make sure that I only select the best keywords for you. So a lot of people would probably select, home health care or hospice or even just home care, thinking those are good
Uh-huh.
keywords. You
Uh-huh.
can even see, the competition's a little bit higher. But if you just search home care, I don't know if they're just trying to learn about home care or if they're actually trying to get home care services. So these are the kind of stuff that I don't target. So that way we're only targeting the best keywords.
So home care just being too general.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, yeah, there could be some people who just search home care and they're actually
Yeah.
looking for home care services,
Uh-huh.
but the majority of people are not. They're probably just trying to learn about home care. This is why it has definitely more searches overall.
Searches.
And then
Okay.
like words like home healthcare near me, they're looking for a home healthcare agency that can give that to them near me. That's going to
Uh-huh.
have less searches because those not as many people who learn about it are going to come down here to actually start to want the services overall. So that's just like a small slivet of the knowledge I know.
Okay.
Yeah, small percentage of the knowledge of home care that I'm telling you right now. And
Yeah.
also, what's important is just the landing page I make that I use for my clients. Get it's pretty much formatted in a way to get people to convert. So
Hmm.
if you lead them to a website, sometimes it's too much information for them.
Okay.
Thus, they may not convert, or they may intend on converting and then they completely forget. Like, I'm sure this happens to you. This happens to me like all the time. Of like, I
Hmm.
intend to do something, but it's I something else happens and I don't end up doing it.
Yeah.
It's mainly just showing them the information that they're looking for as fast as possible.
Okay.
So, do you understand the system and pretty much how it overall
Yeah.
would work?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any more questions about like Google Ads in general, or like what this would look like if we would set this up, or
What does your landing page look like?
so that I kind of keep, because that's like kind of like my secret sauce. So I
Oh, your secret
don't
sauce.
like I don't just share it out like all the time. I might make a video with like a template about it.
Yeah.
But especially with the landing pages I have now, those also have client information too.
Oh, I see.
So I don't share out the template
Okay.
too much.
So, what
But
are the options if I wanted to engage with you? Or, I mean, obviously, I could take some time to start to build it myself. Obviously,
mhm.
that would take some time. Yeah. If I wanted to engage your service, what would that entail?
Yeah, so pretty much the only, in terms of me getting paid and like the cost and everything, I only
Uh-huh.
do pay per performance,
Uh-huh.
meaning that only in terms of like the digital marketing management fee, you only pay me once I get you a qualified lead. So that means a
Uh-huh.
person who is looking for home care services in your
Yeah.
service area and will not use Medicare at all. So once they fit those three criteria, that
Uh-huh.
counts as a qualified lead. And
Uh-huh.
then from there, they call you or they fill out the form, and you can give a free assessment, free consultation, or whatever you need to
Yeah,
do
we
to
do
sell
that.
them.
We do that anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it looks like. And then in terms of the cost per lead with that. So it depends how much ad spend you want to spend with Google Ads.
Uh-huh.
So if you want to do like, let's say you just want to do like a $800 a month ad spend just to start. So anything 800 and under, the cost per qualified lead is $120. And then if you wanted to do anything above $800, so anything between $900 and $2,500 of ad spend with Google, the cost per lead drops down to only $100. And then if you wanted to do um, 2,500 plus, the cost per lead would drop down to $80. So as you grow, your cost per lead goes down. But if you want to just do like a trial, say, hey, I only want to spend, $700 for the month. Um, then we could start there, and then you can always switch it up, in the next month depending on the ad spend you want to spend. And one more thing I want to say is the ad spend. It's not like you have to spend the whole entire ad spend before you see one lead. You um as we progress through the month, we only spend like, depending, like between $30 and $40 a day, and then you start to get leads and calls beforehand. Some people start to get good calls and leads before they even get charged by me or Google. So that's how fast it can start working overall.
Okay. And let's say in a month, if you don't spend the whole 700, does it roll over to the next month, the balance? Or how does that work?
That's a great question. Usually Google's pretty good at spending the amount we set for the month, so that daily
Uh-huh.
spend. Usually if it's under, it's not going to be under by too much.
Uh-huh.
But there have been cases where, so let's say for example, it's just a slow month and there's not that many good searches out there, and
Uh-huh.
instead of spending $1,000, you only spent $800. We can do something like we could increase the budget so that way we can roll it over into the next month overall. So let's say it only spent $600 one month. You could say, hey, let's take $400 and then put that into the next month overall. But it's kind of rare to see Google spend any to do any lower. They're usually pretty good, plus or minus $50 within at the end of the month. But again, it's mainly dependent on the amount of searches that happen.
Okay. So do you see if there's in terms of searches, like now is Christmas period
Hmm.
and New Year, from your experience, do you see that the searches are slower during those holiday periods, as opposed to
No. I can tell you. So the last like January and February are like when it's colder, and like December, January,
Mhm,
February, colder. Those
yeah,
are good months because most people are inside. They
mhm,
see, their loved ones they need care,
okay,
because after the family reunions and all that stuff. So in the start of the new year, they start to inquire about home care services overall.
mhm,
It starts to slow down a little bit at around I would say a little bit in March, but then it picked up
mhm,
again in April, and then during the summer, May, June, July, it picks up a little bit, but I think the height is this time here, like the end of month, so like November, October.
mhm,
Even though this last November was actually pretty slow,
mhm,
but from what I've been seeing now, it's starting to pick up again during this holiday season, and
okay,
I'm predicting that it's going to pick up again in January. And on one of my clients' accounts, so sometimes Google can estimate estimate an uptick of traffic. So in another one of my clients' accounts, they said that they said in the beginning of December that they're expecting an uplift in traffic. So they're suggesting that I raise the client's budget, but he didn't want to raise the budget. He wanted to keep it where it is. So
mhm,
sometimes Google
the
does let you
push,
know, and you can make that prediction for yourself. It will make that prediction for you, and then you can use that data from there. Does that all make sense?
yes. So how many home care clients do you do this for?
Currently, let me count. I think I'm at five.
Five.
Talon, um, yeah, five right now.
Okay. And you said you're based in Florida?
No, I'm based in Boston. I just when you were on my website, I got a notification. And it said from Miami, Florida. I'm not sure why.
What? Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is very
No,
crazy.
I'm in Silver Spring, very near Washington D.C.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised why he says Florida. Well,
Miami,
I wish I was in Florida. It's
a lot warmer, right?
yeah, much warmer
Hmm.
than it is right now. So how do we start? And budget wise, is 700 like a minimum start, or we can start with any budget that I can afford?
I mean, if you want to see some results, I
Yeah.
recommend like at least $800.
Mhm,
And to start is what I'll do is I would send you a deposit just for the setup fee and everything. So that's for me to make the campaign, to make the landing page, the call
mhm.
tracking numbers, and that's another thing that you'll get as well. I have I can show you. No, it has
The
client
other thing,
information.
the other question I have is, I want to, the way I would like to do this is fast track it with you helping me,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the same time, I want to be able to continue, understand it, and be able to run it myself later on.
Oh,
So I
okay.
want to learn at the same time, not just, you understand my point? I don't know if that's practical
No,
for you.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
You
So,
understand? Because I mean, apart from this, I'm in IT myself, so
oh, okay. So
all
you
these things,
understand computers and
yeah.
stuff.
It's just that I want to fast track it, and that's why I want to engage your service,
Okay.
right?
So, yeah, so what we can do is I actually did this for another client. So, do you want me to so is it like you want me to run the service and then eventually just hand it off to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So in that case, that means you'll have to use my account to do it, right?
Um,
Or
no, I would just add you to this account, or I mean, you could add me to your account as well. I think
oh,
that would
okay.
be no, yeah, you could add me to your account. Either or, it doesn't really matter. Um, or I would give you access to this account as well. Either way, it would be under my MCC account. So that we can do. Um, I did what I did with another client was he just literally wanted me to set it up and then like show him how to optimize it and give it to him. So that's what I just did that. I just charged him like $1,200 for that of just setting it up and filming it for him. But if you want, and then letting him have it. But and I ran it for a little bit as well to show him how to optimize it, and I saw what to do, like when leads come in, how to optimize and do all that kind of stuff. So if you want that system to work for you, we can do that as well. I would still have the same systems of the pay per lead, and what I would do is this something that like, do you just want videos of what I do and how I create your account, and I send that to you, and then you can watch on your own time, or do you want like meetings of like you and like video like this, so like you and me video chat, and then I show you what I do in terms of optimization? It would be hard to have like a video meeting when I set up the campaign, but I can just film myself setting up the campaign and talk out loud for
Yeah, if you
that.
can do that, so I can always refer back to that at some point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then for
Yeah.
optimizations, we could have like, meetings, I would say every 2 weeks, because that's usually how long I wait between so I till until I like the changes I make. I usually give it like 2 weeks to see, okay, this is how these changes affected the campaign. And then we can go into optimizations and what I would do from there. But yeah, so in terms of getting, started, I would just send you like a deposit of $249 for just setting up everything, including the call tracking, which tell it comes with transcripts of the call, recordings of the call, and you can leave notes on the call as well. So like if the lead was like great, you can let me know, or like if this was, something else, you can let me know that as well. So that way we can optimize further. And yeah, so then once that's set up, I get started pretty much right away. And then usually it takes me 3 to 5 days to make the campaign. It might take me a little bit longer just due to the holiday season, and I am traveling. But if you wanted to start, let's see, when is it? Um, if you want to start, I think we could start in like a week. If you said like, okay, let's get it going right now.
Yeah.
We can have it
I
going.
want to start now.
I could have it definitely running by the 26th actually, because oh, I'm leaving this day in 25th. Yeah, okay, let's give it the 27th. That's when we can, start it. And I don't want to I usually don't like starting ads on holidays.
Yeah,
So
it's Christmas Day.
yeah, so I mean it's
So
also up to
27 is cool.
yeah, so the 27th would be like that. So yeah, so is this something that you want to move forward with?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll send you just the setup fee invoice, and then once that's taken care of, I'll keep you updated on everything. You'll be added on to everything as well once it's created. And yeah, do you have any more questions for me?
The only question, well, probably have more later, but for now,
Okay.
it's question is if if I get very comfortable with it and decide to run it by myself, if I'm added to your account, how would that work out later on? That's what I'm thinking.
Um, yeah, that'd be
That means
complicated.
I'm tied to your account, and if you decide to move on something, then I'll be stuck.
I think I can transfer account ownership to you. So what I would do is I would make you an admin, and then what you can do is you can, if you want to part ways or anything like that, you can just kick me out. and yeah, then
I'm
the
not
account
I'm not
is
thinking of it as a bad omen. I'm just thinking of it on a practical,
no, yeah,
from
yeah. So
a
I would
personal
just
point
make
of view.
you admin of the account, so that way, if you wanted to, let's say transfer to somewhere else or
Mm,
do whatever you want with it, you would have
yeah.
it, and then yeah, so whatever you want to
Also,
do.
so are you saying that whatever account you create is separate from your Google account? Or that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I thought everything is tied to
Oh,
your
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a great
yeah
question. So,
yeah because it's tied to your Google
it
account,
is
right?
technically yes, but it's not like it's going to be. It's not. It's going to affect other areas of my Google account. And like
Yeah.
if you're an admin, it's not like if you're an
Mm-hmm.
admin of the ad account I create for you, you're
Mm-hmm.
automatically going to oversee all the other accounts that I
No,
create.
it's just for my
It's
own
just for your
account.
own account, and vice versa. Like
Okay.
I if you have another Google Ads account for something else that you do, I won't be
Mm-hmm.
able to see it.
Okay.
I see your point. Yeah, no, it's just for that one account overall.
Website or for my dance event, and it's already set up. All you have to do is go on the website, look for the information, and then click on the ticket. Buy ticket now.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to generate more traffic to the website.
Okay, yeah, Facebook can
So in
definitely
this
be good for
case,
that.
there's no need for phone calls or anything.
Yeah.
It's get people to the site or to a landing page where they can buy and just, buy their tickets and then book their hotel rooms and everything.
Okay. And one more thing. Are you comfortable with doing? I guess we can look at what zip codes were you intending on just targeting.
Yeah, so you're saying if you do this, you're reducing the amount of
Yeah, so this is just I mean, it's over 1 million people, which is that's fine in total. So it's just if the traffic is too small,
it's too small.
what no, no, it's
Just,
not. This one's fine, but usually if it is too small,
uh-huh,
like if it's like under 1 million people,
uh-huh.
um like I think this is 500, 800, 1200. Yeah, this is like almost 2 million. It's like 1.6, 1.7.
Yeah.
That's it's usually because it's the results come in slower
Okay, so
because
just
this
do Montgomery County. Just do Montgomery County then.
okay.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
see. What was it when you did Montgomery County? What was the population?
it was like 2,200,000 something. It was like good. uh and Google
No,
will
MONT.
MONT, yep.
You missed it.
Here we go. Yeah, so
Okay.
what Google will also do is that when we do look into location data, it'll tell
Uh-huh.
us the cities that are generating the traffic and the clicks and the calls and stuff, and then we can
Okay.
lower it down from there. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so I'll send everything, and yeah, and then I'll keep you updated. And by the 27th, we can start and get the ads running. Do you have any more questions?
So from when you start, how soon would you? Okay, you talked about um the clients using a form, fill out a form, or
Yeah.
to make a phone call. So
hmm
how do you give those both options to them, or
I
how do you
give
do it?
them both options, but I heavily I push for the phone call because those are generally better.
Okay.
So I make a desktop and a mobile site. If
Uh-huh.
they land on desktop, I have the form that's first, and there's also click to call options as well. But
Uh-huh.
if they're on the mobile, I have like a click to call button, and the forms kind of fall a little bit down farther in the page. That's because most of the traffic you that is generated is mobile anyway.
Mobile, yeah.
So I have to make sure that's optimized well, and
Okay.
that's why I do I have like a simple click to call, so that way as soon as I see the page, from what I have a what's called a hotjar. It's how you can see what people are doing on your page,
Uh-huh.
and I would say like 60% of the time, people just land on the mobile page and they immediately hit call. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
they scroll down to see the services and then they hit call, but I have a
Uh-huh.
click to call button there too. So pretty much
Okay.
it's just we try to get it so that way people overall just call.
Okay. So let me give you the name of my website for the home care agency.
Yeah, so
I think
I will ask for all that information in an email, and then
Okay.
you could just I'll ask for like a couple things, and then you can once you can just send that to me, and yeah.
Okay.
So I'll ask for that information.